Hello students, Standard 9, Subject Social Science, Chapter 1, Rise of British Rule in India. Since the ancient period, India has enjoyed an incomparable position in the whole world due to its economic, cultural, and religious inheritance. We have already studied in our previous classes that India has a leading position in the world in terms of its economics, cultural, and religious inheritance. Due to the economic prosperity and cultural inheritance, people from different nations of the world come to India. And due to all this economic, cultural, and religious inheritance, people of different countries came to India. There was a lot of demand for the Indian spices, muslin, silk cloth, indigo, etc. in the European countries. Trade between India and Europe was carried out through land and sea route, and the center of this route was Istanbul before it was known as Constantinople, which is in Turkey. After the conquest of Constantinople in 1453 AD by Turkish Muslims, the sea route through Constantinople, Istanbul was closed for the Europeans. Since they could not do without the spices, the Europeans felt compelled to discover a new sea route to India. So, an era of geographical discoveries began. India's so many things, for example, spices, was so much in demand in the European markets and they could not do with this. So Europeans felt a need to discover a sea route to India, and due to that so many discoveries, geographical discoveries began to take place. Discovery of sea route to India. With the inspiration, encouragement and economic help from the Portuguese king Prince Henry, some brave people began efforts प्रयत्न करने लगे to discover new sea route. Many great men tried to discover sea route to India, from that namely Bartholomew Diaz, who discovered the Cape of Good Hope. Bartholomew Diaz discovered the Cape of Good Hope. With the economic assistance from the King of Spain, Christopher Columbus, an Italian explorer, began his adventure of discovering a sea route to India. So, in 1492, which again came to a stop an island, when Christopher Columbus began his journey, he came to an island in the year 1492. Presently, that island is known as West Indies, which is situated in the Atlantic Ocean. After that, Columbus, who had believed throughout his life that he had discovered a sea route to India, as we have studied in the earlier classes, that जब तक क्रिस्टोफर कोलंबस जिंदा रहे, he was in the misconception, गलतफहमी में, that he has discovered a sea route to India, but had actually discovered a new land. Since this clarification was made by Amerigo Vespucci, this new land became to be known as America. And this clarification, इसकी स्पष्टता अमेरिका वेस्पुकी ने की थी और उस लैंड का नाम उनके नाम के ऊपर अमेरिका रखा गया. As you can see the map which is given to you, in which old waterways, discovery of new waterways and Constantinople is shown. The Portuguese sailor Vasco da Gama discovered the sea route to India in 1498 AD. When he reached Calicut in the western coast of India, with the help of Indian sailor, he was welcomed by the then king Zamorin and allowed to carry out business there. Thus, this is considered as an important event in the world, as these opened the doors for the other Europeans to come in India for trade. Arrival of Europeans to India. Arrival of the British and establishment of trade centers. The Portuguese were the first to arrive in India for trade after the discovery of the sea route to India. Within a span of 100 years, the Portuguese took control over several territories like Diu, Daman, Goa, Cochin, Malacca, etc. Inspired by the Portuguese success in trade, the Dutch from Holland and Danish from Denmark also came to India for trade. The English traders established the East India Company to carry out trade with India. In 1600 AD, when Queen Elizabeth of England gave the permission to the East India Company to carry out trade with the eastern countries, the first ship under the leadership of Captain William Hawkins arrived in Surat. But due to the power and opposition from the Portuguese, the British were not allowed to establish their trade center there. But finally, the East India Company got the permission from the Mughal Emperor Jahangir, and thus the British East India Company established its first trade center, Kothi in Surat, in 1613 AD. Initially, शुरुआत में the company established its trade center in Surat, Bharuch and Ahmedabad. If you see the map of India, here the colonies of Portuguese, French and British are mentioned. But due to the strong presence of the Maratha in this region, the company sensed danger to its existence. In that region, Maratha were powerful, so company felt that it will be dangerous for them to expand their trade. So they moved towards the south and east direction, where they set up their centers in Machilipatnam, Andhra Pradesh, St. George, Chennai, and Fort William, Kolkata. Mumbai became their headquarters in 1687 AD. The French East India Company arrived in India for trade in 1668 AD and eventually set up their trade centers in Mahe, Kariakal, Pondicherry, Puducherry, Chandranagar, Machilipatnam, etc. In the 18th century, the English and the French were constantly busy establishing their rule in the entire world and conquering more and more territories. इन द 18th सेंचुरी द ब्रिटिश एंड द फ्रेंच ये दोनों बिजी थे पूरे वर्ल्ड के अंदर अपना ट्रेड एस्टैब्लिश करने के लिए. Between 1746 and 1763, there were three Karnataka wars between the French East India Company and the British East India Company in India, which the French East India Company lost, thus making easy. Due to this, it became easy for the British East India Company to expand their trade in India. Thus, at the end of the power of battles, the Portuguese were left with the territories of Diu Daman and Goa, while French had their trading centers of Chandranagar, Mahe, Kariakal, and Pondicherry, and Dutch they have to leave India forever. Battle of Plassey. Sirajuddaulah was ruling over Bengal. Due to his impulsive nature, he had some opponents in his state. The meaning of impulsive is a person having a behavior of doing things without any planning. So due to this reason, Sirajuddaulah had so many opponents in his state. During this period, उस वक्त the British East India Company built a fortress around the trade center which was in Kolkata and gave excuse that they have built the fort for the security reason. The Britishers has built the fort without taking the permission of the Nawab. When the Nawab Sirajuddaulah came to know about this, he gave order to demolish the fort. When this news reached Madras, Chennai, a small army of company which was led by Robert Clive reached Bengal in order to help the Kolkata trade center. In spite of the army of the East India Company being strong, the army of East India Company was strong, but when they met the army of Sirajuddaulah, they realized that it was not easy to defeat the Nawab's army. So Robert Clive resorted to treachery. तो रॉबर्ट क्लाइव ने दूसरा रास्ता निकाला of betrayal to the Nawab. A conspiracy means a sazish was planned in order to defeat the Nawab of Bengal, in which the Nawab का जो कमांडर इन चीफ था मीर जाफर एंड सेठ अमीचंद वेयर केओक्स मीन्स उनको मनाया गया टू जॉइन द साइड ऑफ ब्रिटिशर्स on the excuse on the reason that the Nawab is unnecessarily harassing the people. रॉबर्ट क्लाइव ने एक्सक्यूज दिया कि नवाब इज अननेसेसरीली हैरेसिंग द पीपल. A war was declared at a battleground near village named Plassey. The Battle of Plassey was fought on 23rd June 1757 AD. The battlefield of Plassey is situated 38 kilometers from Murshidabad, which is in West Bengal. According to the plan, Mir Jafar lost the battle. Sirajuddaulah was defeated in that war. Due to the Robert Clive's betrayal, the Battle of Plassey ended in just half a day. The company, as a result, got a freehold over 24 parganas, means 24 villages came under company's rule. Mir Jafar was made the Nawab of Bengal. Thus, the foundation of the company's rule in India was laid with the Battle of Plassey in 1757. So we can say that company's rule began in India after the Battle of Plassey, which took place in 1757. Battle of Buxar. The Britishers made Mir Jafar the Nawab of Bengal, and under different pretext means excuses tried to extract means they used to take plenty of wealth from him due to their greed to gain more and more power, because Britishers want to get more and more powers. The East India Company managed to dethrone Mir Jafar and made Mir Qasim the Nawab of Bengal. So East India Company thought to remove Mir Jafar from the throne, and at that place they will make Mir Qasim as the Nawab of Bengal. Mir Qasim proved to be more ambitious than Mir Jafar and thus became a threat for the company. But it happened like that Mir Qasim was very intelligent and ambitious. So Mir Qasim became a threat means khatra for the company. Hence Mir Qasim was removed and Mir Jafar was again made the Nawab of Bengal. Now Mir Qasim took refuge with the Nawab of Awadh. Mir Qasim left the Bengal and he took refuge at Sharan with the Nawab of Awadh. During this time, a Mughal Emperor Shah Alam had come to Awadh. So all three of them means Mir Qasim, Nawab of Awadh, and Shah Alam, all of these three decided to join hands with each other and to fight against the company unitedly, and they declared a war. At Buxar, the East India Company fought against the United Army on 22nd October 1764, in which the United Army lost. Thus, the company got the Diwani right, means right to collect revenue tax of Bengal, Bihar, and Orissa. Expansion of the company rule. The English government passed a regulating act in 1773 AD, according to which the governor of Bengal was made the governor general, and all the trade and political activities of the company were brought under his direct control. इस एक्ट की वजह से द गवर्नर ऑफ बंगाल थे ही बिकेम द गवर्नर जनरल, एंड जितनी भी पॉलिटिकल और ट्रेडिंग एक्टिविटीज़ होती थी इट वाज अंडर हीज कंट्रोल. The Mumbai Madras governors and his council means minister were also brought under him. Thus Warren Hastings became the first Governor General of India. During his tenure, the first Maratha War and the second Mysore War with the Hyder Ali of Mysore was fought. The problems for the East India Company increased because it had to face both the powers simultaneously. At that time, there was a big problem for the East India Company because he has to face both the powers one after the another. Cornwallis took over as Governor General after Warren Hastings. During the tenure of Cornwallis, the Third Mysore War took place with the Tipu Sultan, who is also famous as the Tiger of Mysore. The company had to join hands with the Maratha and the Nizam to defeat the Tipu Sultan. Tipu could not win against the combined forces and had to accept the agreement of the company. After Cornwallis, Sir John Shore became the Governor General. Due to some rigid, strict policies adopted by him, the East India Company's fame declined and Maratha became stronger. Due to some strict policies of Sir John Shore, the British East India Company's power declined, and at that time Maratha became stronger. So Governor General Wesley, who came after John Shore, got the responsibility. उनको responsibility दी गई to make the company supreme in India. For this, Wesley introduced the subsidiary alliance system. इसके लिए वेस्ली ने एक सिस्टम इंट्रोड्यूस की जिसका नाम था सब्सिडरी अलाइंस सिस्टम. द कंडीशन शर्तें ऑफ द सिस्टम एंड द स्टेट who adopts these are as follows. Terms and condition of subsidiary alliance system. The army trained by the East India Company government will be provided to the state that accept the system. The state who accept this system, that state will be provided army trained by the East India Company. These army would protect the state from the internal and external attacks. In return, द स्टेट एक्सेप्टिंग द सिस्टम विल प्रोवाइड फॉर द आर्मी. जो भी स्टेट इस आर्मी को रखता है तो आर्मी की देख रेख करने की या मेंटेनेंस करने की रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी इज़ ऑफ दैट पर्टिकुलर स्टेट और गिव अवे प्रोविनेंस with equivalent income to the British, or that particular state has to give provenance with equal income to the British in terms of revenue. Without the permission of the company, the state will not start or fight a war or sign any agreement or treaty with other states. There will be one English representative in state assembly. Other foreigners not to be employed in the state. दूसरा कोई foreigner state के अंदर as a employee नहीं रख सकते. The state rulers who accepted the subsidiary alliance system, Nizam, Mysore, Awadh, Gaikwad, Scindia, Bhosle and Holkar. Subsidiary alliance system was like a sweet poison. By implementing this system, Wesley annexed Hathialiye many provinces and expanded the British rule in India. Governor General Wesley asked Tipu Sultan to accept the subsidiary alliance system, which he refused. Tipu Sultan ने इसका मना कर दिया. For declining the alliance system, for refusal of this, the company, with support from the Nizam, attacked the Mysore in 1799. During this fourth Mysore war, Tipu lost his life while fighting against the British. After Wesley, Hastings came to India as a Governor General. He started a war with Nepal and made the Gurkha to join the army of the East India Company. Hastings fought a battle with the Pindaras and also took control of them. With the Third Maratha War, the supremacy of the company was established in India. In comparison to the earlier Governor General, William Bentinck is known as a liberal Governor General. Bentinck believed that the dissatisfaction in different state, जितनी भी dissatisfaction थी अलग अलग स्टेट के अंदर ड्यू टू द इम्पेरियलिस्टिक पॉलिसीज़ अडॉप्टेड बाय द प्रीवियस गवर्नर जनरल, वो इसलिए थी कि उनसे पहले जितने भी गवर्नर जनरल्स आए थे उन्होंने जो पॉलिसीज़ अपनाई थी वो बहुत स्ट्रिक्ट थी. कुड नॉट ब्रिंग अबाउट एनी यूनिटी, इसकी वजह से देयर वाज नॉट यूनिटी. सो ही वाज वेरी लिबरल इन हीज डीड्स और इसकी वजह से उसको अपना काम बहुत लिबरल यानी फ्री तरीके से करना था. Dalhousie came to India as the Governor General in 1848. He was a fierce, extreme imperialist. Dalhousie adopted the policy of annexation for the expansion of company and British imperialism in India. कंपनी के रूल को बढ़ाने के लिए he adopted the policy of annexation. Dalhousie's policy of annexation includes first one, as you can see in the chart, annexation by war, that was Punjab Pegu, that is Lower Burma. Second, annexation due to king dying without heir, यानी कोई king अगर वारिस के बगैर मर जाता है तो सतारा, जेतपुर, संबलपुर, उदयपुर, झांसी, भगत, नागपुर. Annexation on pretext excuse of mismanagement, यानी जिस स्टेट के अंदर मिसमैनेजमेंट हो उस स्टेट को एनेक्स कर लिया था, दैट वाज अवध. Annexation on pretext of debt collection, that is Nizam's Varat province. And last one, annexation to end a namesake rule, that was Karnataka and Tanjore. Besides being an imperialist, Dalhousie was also a reformist, means a kind of a person who brings change. The first railway line in India, which was started between Mumbai and Thane in 1853 AD, in his tenure, he also started wireless system between India and England. He established public work departments. English education was also started in his tenure. He passed law to ban child marriages and he also advocated widow remarriages. Within 100 years from the Battle of Plassey in 1757, the British rule and the empire both expanded in India. But in the process they had to face the dissatisfaction of the Indians. ये प्रोसेस के अंदर उनको इंडियन पीपल का डिससेटिस्फैक्शन यानी असंतुष्टता फेस करनी पड़ी, एंड दिस वाज मैनिफेस्टेड, और इसका रिजल्ट इनको मिला इन द फॉर्म ऑफ द फर्स्ट फ्रीडम स्ट्रगल ऑफ इंडिपेंडेंस विच टुक प्लेस इन द ईयर 1857 AD. Economic impact of the company. When we calculate the 100 years of company's rule in India, we realize that India, which had a leading position in the world in the previous centuries, it only became a country that produced raw material for England and a prospective market for the goods produced in the factories, and that produced goods were sold back in the Indian market. Bengal exported cotton cloth, raw silk, sugar, jute, muslin from 1708 to 1756. But after the dual power policy, the glitter, the shine of the economic prosperity of Bengal faded. इसकी वजह से जो prosperity of Bengal was there, it became dim. The dual power policy, Dvimukhi Shashan, was introduced for the first time in Bengal, whereby the power of collecting revenue was with the British while the responsibilities of people's welfare was with the Nawab. Thus, the British got the power without any responsibility, and the Nawab had the responsibility without any power. This was known as the subsidiary alliance system, which which destroyed Bengal economically. The unfair revenue collection policy by the company made the Indian peasant a debtor. The British government imposed unfair taxes on the Indian cloth industries. They adopted various misleading practices to ruin the prosperous Indian industries, because of which it completely collapsed. Means the British government started or adopted various misleading practices. Due to that, the Indian market or industries they totally destroyed. The Indian artisan become poor and unemployed, means they become poor, garib, and unemployed means without any job. The company traders forced the weaver of Bengal to sign contract of providing definite a particular quantity of cloth in a short period. If the weaver refused, he would be punished. अगर वीवर मना कर दे तो वीवर को पनिश किया जाता था by sending him to jail or being by lashed, means उसको कोड़े मारे जाते थे. Before the arrival of the company, the Indian villages were self-reliant and prosperous. But under the company rule, they became dependent and poor. During the rule of the East India Company, the first railway line between Mumbai and Thane and steamer service between India and England was started, and development of the ports in Mumbai, Madras, Chennai and Kolkata also took place. Now, social impact of the company's rule means what was the effect of company's rule on the society. During the British administration, the spirit of freedom of speech and thought developed among the people due to the development of the newspaper. इन द इंडियन सोसाइटी सर्टन रॉन्ग सोशल कस्टम्स, हमारी इंडियन सोसाइटी के अंदर बहुत गलत प्रथा चल रही थी. राइट्स एंड रिचुअल्स वेर ऑल्सो प्रेवेलेंट. फॉर एग्जाम्पल लाइक सती सिस्टम, killing female child marriages, etc. Raja Ram Mohan Roy, Durga Ram Mehta, Behramji Malbari, etc. were the main person who played an important role in getting the law passed with the help of the Britishers, and they banned all these practices. As the administrative framework in India was anglicized, देर वॉज अ डिमांड फॉर पीपल विथ नॉलेज ऑफ इंग्लिश. जैसे जैसे इंडिया के अंदर ब्रिटिश का एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन बढ़ता जा रहा था, वैसे वैसे उनको डिमांड थी ऐसे लोगों की कि जिनको इंग्लिश आए. फॉर दैट रीज़न इंग्लिश एजुकेशन बिगेन टू बी इम्पार्टेड इन इंडिया. इसकी वजह से इंडिया के लोगों को इंग्लिश एजुकेशन देना शुरू हुआ. एट दैट टाइम लॉर्ड मैक्लॉयज एंडेवर विद द हेल्प ऑफ लॉर्ड मैक्लॉयज एफर्ट, as recommended by Charles Wood, universities for English education was established in Mumbai, Madras and Kolkata. A whole class of people with knowledge of English developed because of English education. With the passage of time, जैसे जैसे टाइम बढ़ता गया, this group made demand for social reform. Means this group made demand for change in society and gave speed to the process of reforms, means changes. Now conclusion. Thus the East India Company, which came to India, been attracted by the prosperity and trade opportunity. The company role in India produced certain good and bad results in the political, economic, social, and cultural fields. Means the British or the company rule produce some good and a bad effect on the society or in the field of economic, social, and cultural field. Means some people accepted it as a good and some people accept it as a bad outcome. The company adopted the policy of making England prosperous at the cost of India, and the reforms changes they made in the administrative administration for their own interest indirectly proved to be good for Indians. Thank you. Do check WhatsApp group for notes and homework, and please read the chapter and mark down all the important points. For example, name of a person, a particular event in which it took place, month, year, date, etc.